The X-S20 is Fujifilm's newest mid-range X-mount camera for $1,300, replacing its predecessor, the widely popular X-S10. So today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you should consider buying one of these, and just because no camera is perfect for everyone, we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you shouldn't as well. And before I begin, I want to thank B&H for lending me this X-S20, so after watching this video, if you think this is the right camera for you, please check out their product link in the description. If you make a purchase through the link, you're not only supporting a great business, but I also get a small commission from the sales, which helps me continue to make contents like this for you for free. So let's jump right in. Number 1. Superior ergonomics. The X-S20 is the proper definition of how a good mid-range crop sensor camera should be designed. A small and light body that's easy to carry anywhere, a grip that's comfortable for hands of any shapes and sizes, and all the buttons and dials that more advanced users might appreciate and any beginners can grow into. And many people would appreciate the more traditional DSLR-shaped body of the X-S20 with a deeper grip, which also makes one-handed operation much easier. Number 2. Feature-packed body. The body of the X-S20 only weighs 491 grams, or only 410 grams without the battery, but in such a small body, Fujifilm basically packed in everything they could think of, even some features that some of their more expensive models do not have. 5-axis sensor stabilization with up to 7 stops of compensation, a joystick, an ISO button, a headphone jack, a microphone jack, USB-C charging, a mode dial with 4 custom slots, a fully articulating screen, and a huge bonus point here, it has a pop-up flash, which is a bit of a rarity in this price range, and it even has a dedicated dial for switching film simulations. So whether this is your first camera, a second camera, or a backup camera, you're really not gonna miss out on any features. This is an amazing value for your money. Number 3. Great video specs. You know, in this day and age, between a camera that costs $500 and a camera that costs $5,000, there's really no huge difference in sensor technology and image quality, but one of the things that makes some cameras stand out more than others is the video specs. The X-S20 can internally shoot 6.2K videos up to 30 frames per second, 4K up to 60, and 1080 up to 240, all in 422 10-bit. And there's a tiny bit of crop in 4K 60, but not too severe, and it's only about 1.2x crop. It comes with F-Log 2, and when you record externally, you can shoot RAW or ProRes RAW up to 12-bit in 6.2K 30p. So the video specs alone is a huge upgrade from its predecessor, the X-S10, which could only shoot up to 4K 30 in 420 8-bit. And not only that, they also have gotten rid of the 30-minute recording limit, so as long as there's enough power and storage space and heat dissipation, it can continue to shoot, whereas the X-S10 had to stop and start again every 30 minutes. Which leads to my next point, the amazing battery life. The X-S20 now uses the NPW235 battery, the same battery that's used in the higher end models like the new XH series and the XT4 and 5. Based on the official rating combined with the new processor, you should be able to get more than double the battery life compared to the X-S10. The X-S10 was rated at 325 shots per charge, and the X-S20 is now rated at 750 shots or up to 800 shots in economy mode. Number 5. Lots of beginner-friendly features. Although the X-S20 comes with tons of pro-level features as I mentioned, it also comes with a lot of beginner-friendly features for casual users, such as the new auto mode, which combined with the updated autofocus algorithm and improved subject detection makes shooting extremely easy. And for all the vloggers out there, there's now a dedicated vlog mode on the dial, and there's even the product priority mode, which makes the camera automatically focus on objects in front of you instead of just staying on your face, and also the background defocus mode, which automatically gets you more background blur without having to worry about the camera settings yourself. Now, as amazing as the X-S20 is, as we all know, there's no such thing as a perfect camera for everyone. Choosing a camera is all about the trade-offs of the features and limitations. So here are 5 reasons why the X-S20 may not be for you. Number 1. watered down Fuji experience. The X-S20 is a very well designed camera indeed, but like I mentioned earlier, it is not the most fun and unique camera like the XT or the X100 or the X Pro series cameras. I mean, obviously as a company you can't only design products that are different and quirky. The whole reason they made this camera is so their consumers have more options. All I'm saying is, other than the film simulations and the X-mount lenses, this isn't necessarily a uniquely Fuji camera, and most people who choose Fujifilm cameras over something like a Canon or a Nikon or even a Sony are probably looking for something different, so if that's you, I'll probably look at a different model. Number 2. Not so beginner friendly. The X-S20 comes with a lot of beginner friendly features like I mentioned, and overall it's a great value for money for what you get. However, I'm not sure if I'd steer most beginners and first time camera buyers into getting this. It's still a very complex camera with almost too many features for beginners, and the $1,300 price tag definitely pushes this to more intermediate users and prosumers, and even for those users, all these beginner-friendly features can get in the way of using their cameras normally. Number 3. The $1,300 price tag puts the X-S20 $300 above the X-S10's price, and yes, with pretty much everything costing more nowadays, and with all the new features that you get and the massive upgrade in battery life, I think it's well justified. However, we're now getting dangerously close to the price of some of their more expensive models, and now there are tons of full frame options on the market in this price range as well, such as the Nikon Z5, the Canon R8, or the RP, which could be easily found well under $1,000. So if you don't really care about 6K videos and all the vlogging features, you might as well get an X-S10 at a discounted price, or even a used X-T3 or 4, or if you're not a Fuji user, maybe you should just go full frame at this price point. Definitely something to think about. Number 4. Overheating. And yes, the X-S20 does overheat while shooting 4K and 6K videos, which may or may not affect you depending on the type of videos you like to shoot, but for some, it can be a deal breaker. Although technically the X-S20 can do unlimited recording, at normal room temperature it usually overheats after about 35 or 40 minutes, which isn't terrible, but again, to some it can get very annoying. One way to solve this issue is to get a fan, which definitely works, but that's a $200 extra. So if you shoot a lot of longer format videos, this is something you need to be aware of. Number 5. Single card slot. I know I said the X-S20 has such a feature-packed body, but one thing that's missing is the second card slot. Again, like overheating, not a big deal for most people, but because the rest of the camera is so good, it just feels like one missing screw. So that was my 5 reasons why you should buy the X-S20 and 5 reasons why you shouldn't. And to be honest, none of my negative reasons were really deal breakers for most people. They're only going to affect certain people for certain tasks. And I feel like the positives will far outweigh the negatives for most people. So for that reason, I'd highly recommend this camera.